While roller maintenance is not one of the most interesting topics you have to deal with in the print shop environment, it's definitely one of the most important. There are two compelling reasons for instituting a program for effective roller maintenance. The first is purely economic. We know from experience that rollers that are properly maintained will have an anticipated lifespan approximately 3 times longer than rollers that are not properly maintained. This means cash in your pocket. The other compelling reason, however, is just as cash-rich. It has to do with the quality of your output. It has to do with the final product that you provide your customers and their perception of your capabilities as a printer. You cannot do effective work with bad rollers. We're prepared to help you in the task of doing roller maintenance by providing you with material that will furnish a step-by-step instruction on how to properly maintain your duplicator. Let's take a quick look at the steps that are involved. In these illustrations, we're showing the safety covers on the press open while the operations are being done manually, but this is only for illustrative purposes. We recommend that you perform these operations with the safety covers closed by introducing the chemistry through the slots in the safety covers. The first step in any program, of course, is cleaning the rollers. This is done to remove surplus ink from the outer surface of the rollers and is a critical step. It's done using blanket wash, and we'll discuss that a few minutes later in the program. Once the rollers are thoroughly cleaned, you can move into the second step, which is glaze removal. There are 3 types of glaze commonly found on ink rollers. Paper glaze, which is caused by lint coming off the stock being run. Gum glaze, which is caused by gum arabic, a common ingredient in many of the fountain solutions ordinarily used, and ink vehicle glaze. It's necessary for you to remove all 3 types. Using offset glaze remover will do an excellent job of removing the ink vehicle glaze and some of the paper lint glaze. You should, however, use small quantities of water to remove gum glaze. Once that step is accomplished, you can move along then to desensitization. If blanket wash, cleanup, and glaze removal are considered surface cleaning, desensitization is definitely considered deep cleaning. It goes down into the pores of the rollers and removes any of the contaminants that might have become embedded there. These contaminants, if they leach onto your ink, can cause a myriad of problems. The next step is conditioning the rollers. Now that you have them clean on both the surface and deep cleaned, you want to restore maximum ink receptivity. This is accomplished with ink roller conditioner. Specific instructions for the use of each of these products is included on the package labeling. What about a time frame? How often should a program of roller maintenance be performed? The way it's just been described, a minimum of once a week. If your rollers have been neglected for a long period of time, initially you may want to start out doing a full program on a daily basis at the end of each day's work. Once you have the condition of the rollers well in control, you can then go back to doing daily cleanup and a complete program of roller maintenance on a weekly basis. You'll also find further information and instructions included in the operator manual for your press. We said we'd like to talk a little bit more about blanket wash. Blanket wash forms the foundation of a good program of maintenance, as it's used to remove each of the other chemicals that are used in the other 3 steps. If you ask the average offset operator what they were looking for in a blanket wash, they'd probably tell you that they wanted a material that cleaned very aggressively, dried quickly, and was inexpensive. What we've just described is accomplished very easily if you use aromatic hydrocarbons in your blanket wash, things like toluene, benzene, or xylene. Those same substances, however, while they clean aggressively, dry quickly, and sell at a relatively low cost, are extremely harmful to the surfaces of the rollers. Since blanket wash forms the foundation, You have to make sure that your blanket wash and cleaning products are compatible. It's one of the things we do extensive testing on to make sure we're not presenting you with products that are of any hazard to your own health or to the performance of your duplicator. Here are some examples of roller damage that are caused by either neglect or use of harsh chemicals. You can see in this illustration the buildup of ink on the edges of the roller, which is indicative of a glaze condition. This roller would definitely not produce quality work. Here we have more of the same, with buildup on the edges and the beginnings of some delamination. Now, when a roller delaminates, and this is usually caused by harsh chemicals penetrating into the edges of the roller, it will usually cause swelling and make the roller go out of round. This will definitely hamper ink transfer through your system. Again, more examples of buildup and the beginnings of delamination. This time taken to an excessive point, and it's even caused cracking running up the radius of the roller. There's no way you could get good quality work out of a duplicator with rollers like this. At ABDIC, we're committed to bringing you a program, a systematic approach to roller maintenance with chemistries that are compatible and cost-effective. We can prove the economy. We can prove the results in quality. The investment in time is yours.